the Overman Warrior Podcast.
And we'll get a good look at a better look at their mouth and their ears. We do have to be careful because sometimes they do spray us.
Oh. They're getting annoyed already a little. He's curling that tail. What's that mean?
They are kind of curious about us. And like I said, their sight is not the greatest. So really they don't see us, but they do see the bus. Just gotta stay here for a minute because I think they're trying to cross.
I think the back one might be trying to get ready to spray us.
That's very possible too.
See?
He's curling that tail.
There are, well, you see the wild side trucks. People don't donate junk things. So all the damage on the wild side trucks are because of the rhinos. This is what we call a good old-fashioned wild traffic jam. Actually, it's a crash because a herd of rhinos is called a crash.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I think I did and I forgot. He's actually going to be a bold
Watch
one.
out.
He's going to spray. Right at me. Looks like barnacles on their horns, doesn't it?
They rub the ground a lot, so it's probably just mud. They water around in the mud a lot, so it's probably just mud. They honestly probably think we're just big rhinos because, like I said, they don't really see us. They just see the bus.
They're used to
probably
seeing
intimidated.
it.
But yeah, we can get a real good look at how big their horns actually are. Alright, we're gonna leave it alone. We're gonna keep on going. You don't want to stress that. Y'all see all these patches of fur laying around. That is actually camel fur. Bunch of it. Did someone say hump day?
Hump day.
Everything is hump day
Almost.
here in the wild. So these are Bactrian camels. They have recently been put out in the pasture, so they are still shedding. So, a lot of people believe that the humps actually store water. That is actually not the case. They store fat. So, you'll see over here on the right, they're very healthy humps. They're not folded, they're not slumped over, and that's because we at the Wilds make sure that their nutrition is correct.
Yeah, you want a picture?
Yeah.
Alright, you guys are done.
Can I have some binoculars? I think I see the rhinos.
Rhinos would be over that way, I think. Oh,
Yep.
unless there's those Asian.
That's those original rhinos right over there.
Right. Those are the Asian rhinos.
Binoculars.
They're in the backpack. Mommy's backpack.
Oh, I'll get them out in a second.
I want to try.
The Asian rhinos should be right over there.
Mid-sized carnivore. I'm not going to talk too much about the animals until after
That's how you guys think of me?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's a good thing. Fabulous place. Hi, it's Rich Hoffman here. I have a standard measure that I use to calibrate the degree of adventure. If you are traveling on an adventure in a vehicle that is missing the bottom and you can actually see the road while you're driving, you're in for a good time. You're on your way to having a great adventure. And that's certainly the case when we talk about visiting the wilds in central Ohio, just about an hour to the east of Columbus. Just back from a nice RV trip. The Great Hellbender RV site on the property of the wilds. I have a few more stickers back here, one of them being the Hellbender campsite. But going to the wilds was something I've been wanting to do for a while. While my wife and I were traveling back from Washington, D.C. this latest time, we drove by the exit. If you're traveling east, it's the third or fourth exit of Zanesville, and you get off and you can go to the wilds. It's an old strip mining area. There's a lot to talk about as far as the strip mining in the area and conservation. Even though I'm a conservative, that doesn't mean I don't like conservation. I happen to love zoos. I love the preservation of wildlife. I'm not at all I like animals. I like zoos. I like their efforts. I'm one at the Cincinnati Zoo who thinks that the solar panels in the parking lot are a great idea. They provide shade for everybody. It's the best parking lot they have, just to the west of the zoo. It has the bridge that goes up and over into the zoo. That parking lot has solar panels, and it's a wonderful idea to collect energy that runs the zoo and a lot of the pumps and everything that it takes to make the zoo work. The Cincinnati Zoo is a great place. My wife and I are members, and in that network, the Wilds is part of it, and we've been meaning to go to the Wilds forever. It's a sister park to what they say the Columbus Zoo. So I love zoos. I always have loved zoos, and I love the science that goes on at zoos. In case when I talk about controversies and things that are science related, I enjoy the efforts of zoos and the conservation minded people who work at them. I really appreciate their efforts. And when I talk about the vehicles, one of the things we did that I wanted my family to come out, was one of the family trips, not just my wife and I, but we wanted to share it with the grandkids as much as possible. And one of the things you can do is take an open air safari, and they have legitimate animals. They had giraffes and rhinoceroses. I think my favorite animal at the Wilds exhibit was the ostrich, who kept finding crafty ways to get from pin to pin. Yeah, it's just like Jurassic Park. It's set up like Jurassic Park, the original film, where all the animals were in open pastures, and you go from one to another with fences that were electric, and they opened and closed behind you as you drove your open air tour bus through them. So the Wilds has a bunch of tour buses that are donated to them, and they cut the tops off of them and turn them into canopies, and then everybody just rides the bus essentially in the way you'd ride a bus, but the top's off, and instead it's covered over top of it. Very similar to the tour buses they have in Gettysburg. For some reason, this year was the year of the tour buses. I've been on the tour buses at Kennedy Space Center, been on the tour buses at Gettysburg, and then now at the Wilds. I've been on a lot of buses this year for 2026 for some unusual reason. But yeah, they were some of the buses are a little rough, and they do get attacked by the rhinos. And you could kind of the flooring on the bus, they had patched it up with wood, so you couldn't quite see through it. But like I told the tour guide when I got on the bus, I said, that we're on for a good adventure because of my measure. Good adventures are measured by the quality of the vehicles you travel on. And the rougher, the better. The more primitive, the more adventure you're going to get out of it. If they're all prim and proper and properly air conditioned, and they have nice floors and nice seats and seat belts and all that kind of stuff, it's not going to be a very good adventure. The tour buses at the Wilds are really good. I was very impressed with the Wilds. If you haven't been there or have been thinking about going, if you're anywhere in Ohio, it's an easy day trip. We went up with the RVs and stayed at the Hellbender campsite at the Wilds. Very nice RV site. Great way to travel. At the Wilds Hellbender RV site, they had a shuttle that took you to the Wilds Park, many miles to the south, more than 5 miles, all part of the Hellbender property. So when you the Wilds property. So when you finally do get to the Wilds, they have like a hilltop, and they've built. It's very Jurassic Parkish, except instead of dinosaurs, it's actual animals, and you could easily mistake the entire property for being in Jurassic Park or the African Serengeti. It's set up much like you would find if you were taking a tour in the Serengeti in Africa. But it's in central Ohio. And what you do is, wherever you're coming from, if you're traveling for the day or staying at the Hellbender, there's not much else. There's not really anything hotel-wise. They do have overnight stays available at the park if you want to sleep with the animals. But it's really essentially a very large strip mine that has been repatriated to becoming a zoo. The Wilds branch of the Columbus Zoo, and it was all top tier stuff. I really found it enchanting, loved it. I put some video up so people could see a little bit about what's going on there and how it looks. But again, the quality of the bus was a little bit on the sketchy side, a little rough, and that's why I like it. I thought it gave a true African safari feel to the whole thing. And it was well done, well put together, great employees, great environment, great energy at the place. And it's easy if you really want to get a psychological change in venue from your day-to-day, and you live in Ohio or Pennsylvania or West Virginia or anywhere in the central Ohio vicinity. It's again, if you're going on I-70, it's one of the 4 exits of Zanesville. The last one, if you're traveling from Columbus towards Pittsburgh, going down I-70. The last exit on your right, and then the Wilds is 10, 15 miles south of I-70. And then from the RV park, the Hellbender, where we stayed, and I'll put some clips up so that you can kind of see perspective what we're talking about. RV travel is the greatest form of travel. I never get tired of RV travel. It's nice to have your own stuff while you're on the road. This very RV that I'm in right now, which I kind of call my podcasting studio, is what we travel in, and we collect. This isn't everything, but there are a few more stickers up here from this last trip. We'll have more. We'll do more trips, but this one to the wilds was pretty wild. It was well worth it, and a great place to go and take the family, or go by yourself. And for my good friends who are in the legislature in Columbus, and you're up there for sessions for the week, and you're kind of tired of being away from home, I would highly recommend taking a long lunch and just heading east down I-70 to the wilds down towards Zanesville, and you could go there for a couple hours, a day trip. They have a wonderful, again, it's very much like Jurassic Park. If you like the movie Jurassic Park, you can't help but see that these people, obviously the people who built the wilds, wanted to do something like Jurassic Park. This was built in the mid-90s. You look at the dates, and I looked at it, and I saw how they designed the park, and I said, these people love the movie Jurassic Park, and they wanted to do a zoo in the form of Jurassic Park. So that's what the wilds is. And it was extremely well done. And if you're a fan of the movies Jurassic Park, you can't help but have a great time. And then you realize it's in Ohio. It's all Ohio. So when you go up to the top, there's among the large strip mined area that's now open pastures for zebras, giraffes, and rhinoceroses, and a whole lot of other animals. And I said I really liked, my favorite animal of all of them was this cool ostrich that kept trying to sneak through the gates. And he found himself not confined to one pasture, but moving throughout many of them. And the tour guides were baffled as to how he kept sneaking in behind the buses. He's a pretty smart little, quite a smart ostrich. And you could tell he has some gumption about him. A desire to be free. And the wilds is designed to make animals feel as free as possible, but still be safely within the confines of a pasture and separated territorially. But as you can see in the videos, we did have a point where, they have different degrees of tour. They have zipline tours, and then they have an extra wild tour, which is like in little Jeeps. And the Jeeps get attacked by rhinoceroses a lot. We did get a couple of rhinoceroses that followed our tour bus and got awful close to spraying us to mark us. It's something they do. And they aimed their weapons towards the bus a couple times. And it was a cool trip. It's a cool way to go see some animals. And if you don't want to just go to a zoo and walk around, which I love all zoos. Again, I like the Cincinnati Zoo. I think the Columbus Zoo is great. I love all zoos everywhere. Zoos do good work in the world. And I love the conservation efforts. I think it's an intelligent way to bring together capitalism and conservation efforts into one package. And I often love the byproduct of those two things together. And as a conservative, I love zoos. I love conservation efforts, and I tend to like the employees, just like I like archaeologists, and I like people who I might disagree with them completely politically. I tend to like people who dedicate themselves to science and study. And the wilds is set itself up to be a replica of the African Serengeti in central Ohio, close to highway access and amenities, things that they can get a hold of to help the animals out and study animals in a low-stress environment, which the wilds is a low-stress environment because they're not being hunted by anything. And they have, it's as much of a luxury hotel as they're ever going to get as wild animals. Well cared for, and they have a lot to be proud of at the wilds. So if you go to the wilds, you can go there just for lunch. They have this wonderful restaurant on top of the hill, and or all around where they did the strip mining. And I'll do a separate thing just on the strip mining, because the strip mining, I think, is an important thing. All a topic of its own that is extremely important. I love it. I love it about Ohio's history. And what they've done is they took the strip line area, and there's this big hill in the middle of it, which is now the property of the Wilds. And the Wilds property extends all the way north to the outskirts, 5 miles or so. And they now have the Hellbender RV resort across the road and on the opposite hill, way to the north. And they do offer at the Hellbender campsite, they do offer shuttles. So the shuttle will take you down and drop you off at what they call their overlook. And they have a couple buildings on top of this big hill. One is an overlook, a genuine overlook. There's a gift shop and a nice restaurant in there and a really cool deck that looks out over the vast valley of the Wilds Park. And it is extraordinary to go visit there. And it's a great place to go eat. These zoos these days have wonderful vistas. The Cincinnati Zoo has a replica of the Serengeti, and you can go eat. They have their main food place there that you can go and eat and look out over the Serengeti and see all the great animals as they're laid out. And again, Jurassic Park has had an influence on the way zoos set their exhibits up these days. They give the illusion that the animals in Animal Kingdom and at Disney World really did a great job starting some of these efforts. So again, capitalism with conservation efforts make for a really good day of adventure. And that certainly was the case at the Wilds in Ohio. Highly recommend going. And they have a wonderful restaurant that sits up on top of this big hill and overlooks the entire Wilds. And it's within an hour's drive of downtown Columbus. Just take the I-70 east and you could be there. If you left at 11, you could be there at noon. You could have lunch till 1 o'clock and be back in the office by 2. It's very easy to get to, very nice, and well worth the views. And you could just go to that first, they have 2 overlook houses up there. One's an admission center and has a little mini gift shop and kind of an area that looks over one part of the Wilds Park, over towards where the zebras and giraffes are now, towards the northeast. And the other one looks over towards the northwest. And it's the bigger one. It's the one you have to drive past to get to the second one. But the first one is the one that has a restaurant in it. It's the bigger one of the 2. And in it is a large gift shop, a big decking system that overlooks this beautiful area. And you can see all the animals down there just doing their thing. There's lots of beautiful lakes. It's really extraordinary. And something like that, people don't think of Ohio as having a Serengeti in it, but it really isn't much different. It's one of the finest places I think you'll find on earth dedicated to conservation. The Wilds is a great place, and I really loved it. And I loved my stay at the Hellbender campsite near part of the Wilds complex. I came away. I went there as a fan of conservation efforts and animals and zoos, and I left there extremely pleased with the whole place. I can't say enough good about it. It's really a great place, and if you get a chance to go, don't hesitate. If you're anywhere in Ohio, you can get there in a few hours, and it's worth a day trip. And yeah, the quality of adventure on the buses and the open air safari buses, where the floor, you can almost see the ground through the floors. It's that kind of thing. And they're not overly, let me put it this way. All right, so the safari at Animal Kingdom in Disney World, for anybody that's been there, knows that I revere that as a really top tier experience, because you can go and they've got it set up so that it looks like the animals are all free to roam around anywhere, but the zebras especially, they'll come right up to your car, the vehicle you're in. Well, they go to great trouble to make their ride buses at Disney's Animal Kingdom look like those rickety rack buses that I talked about, where you can see the floor. And if you go to a safari in the Serengeti, you're going to find the vehicles are pretty beat up, because they get beat up going on safari every day and having people coming in and out of them all the time. And these safari buses at the Wilds are donated buses that were driving kids around at school. They cut the tops of them off, they put a canopy over them, and they convert them into daily ride vehicles. And they sound and feel like buses that have a lot of miles on them. And yeah, you get on it and you feel like you're getting ready to go on a great adventure, and you go bopping around on the dirt tracks and back into the Wilds Park. It's very Jurassic Parkish. Feels very Jurassic Parkish in all aspects of it, and it's really slick. And you can be there anywhere from Ohio in just a few hours. So if you're thinking about it, do it. It's worth it. It's a wonderful place. And I'm glad that places like that exist, because I enjoy spending many days, a whole week actually for us, at the campground and visiting the wilds, and really kind of geeking out on science and conservation for a few days. In my busy life, I greatly treasured the opportunity, and I can't say enough good about the wilds in Ohio. Just to the east of Columbus. A trip worth taking, and certainly, and I talked a little bit about the restaurants, just to go and have a restaurant experience that overlooks such a beautiful vista. People think, since I've been, I've often we maintain memberships at the zoo, Cincinnati Zoo, and I encourage people to go have lunch just at the zoo, just to go to that nice restaurant and overlook the Serengeti, get a hamburger and some fries, and just look out over the animals. It doesn't matter that the UC campus is literally right outside the gates from where you're eating. You can forget where you're at easily. It's a great place. They do a great job with their exhibits, and I never get tired of going to the Cincinnati Zoo. And the Wilds, part of the Zoo Network of Ohio, part of the Columbus Zoo, is a sister park, is what they call it, is excessively well done, and a high quality effort towards conservation and doing great work in the world, and they're worth the support. And I really found myself enchanted by the whole experience. And I would encourage you, if you're thinking about something like that for you or yourself or your family, don't hesitate on that one. That's a great one. What a great Ohio treasure. The Wilds, wonderful place. It's very wild. Rich Hoffman here. Share, subscribe, make tomorrow a better day. If you haven't read my book, The Gunfighter's Guide to Business, I think you'll love it. Anyway, have a good day. See you later.
What's that gonna go get?
The little car for her.
Oh yeah, you go ahead and bring it over. This
She'll
is
love
great.
it.
This long drive is awesome. I guess when you think about so many different things,
Yay.
Aww, this is so nice.
So,
Go get it for after dinner. Also, I've got stuff to have either omelets.
In the age of disclosure, you must understand the politics of heaven. Coming soon.
Coming soon, the politics of heaven in 2027. A treasure hunt through heaven and all human history.